you lose to what's within. Break up all the lies, see yourself arise and take flight to the sky. Prophecies lie in the terror spread. What is the truth? What is left unsaid? Your misdirections, your recollections. Fight your way to the future that lies ahead.
There's a sharpness that I seek deep within my heart. It sings like the dawn washing over the night. In the strength I suffocate, guided by my burning blade. Night measuring their ultimate. I come the days when all my misery's forgotten in tales.
Your next mission, find the missing ace. I'm on it.
Wrong show.
Henshin, turn up. Wait, turn up or wake up? I did not catch that. But yes, no, we thought we were saying goodbye to Tachibana today, but as it turns out, we're just saying hello to C tomorrow. And in the off chance we land on Thursday, well, you know, it's just non-stop of the same character. Yeah.
Tachibana, what are you just are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? Like, no joke. Blink twice if you're okay. You know, seriously, what you dyed your hair blonde and now you're raining razor blades from the ceiling as an attack towards the boy love Kamen Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, are you okay? Are you all right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I know, like you couldn't have gotten like a new car or maybe like a faster motorcycle, more tricked out. You know, maybe date someone half your age. Don't do that. You know, or do whatever. I don't care.
I mean, if you're dating someone half your age, you better be over the age of 25 and you are over 50. That's like the only way I'd be okay with you dating someone half your age.
I don't know, man. Times are strange. Times are weird.
Look, man, it's like I don't know what's Leo's deal, but by Leo I mean DiCaprio, not our Leo. But yeah, no, don't date people under 25, dude. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I have no idea. Some of these people are just old and wrinkled and uglier than sin, and yet your boy here can't get nobody.
Yeah.
The audacity! Seriously, I'm not saying what I have or what I own. I'm not. If that's your criteria, no, thank you. But the audacity of the situation, I say. I'm like, no. Am I mad? A little. But I'm like, you know what? No, thank you. But just the audacity.
The audacity.
If it would drive someone to drink. Which comes to our sponsor today, a refreshing cherry Coke. No, Coke ain't sponsoring us. That would be Jesus if they were like, yeah,
let's get some of that Coca-Cola money, and while we're at it, let's get some of that Disney money and some of that Warner Brothers money.
You know, Gamera was on the Code Red cans, so we might as well put a Kamen Rider on a Coca-Cola can. Why not?
Yeah. Get like all the rival companies and have like a Toku Heroes to sponsor them. Heck, Pepsi has Pepsi Man.
And technically, that was a thing in Japan, so we could. Pepsi Man. I'd have to get a Pepsi T-shirt, but all right. Anyway, All right. We thought it was over. We thought it was done. Yeah, we thought no more. We sealed everything. Well, technically, no, we didn't seal the last one because we decided to be the nice guy and put ourselves into exile because I will not hurt my friend. And it was a tearjerker and really sad because everyone's like, when he was walking and he saw his friend on the bench, and it's like, I will live for both of us. And then it ends. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of it's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. And you're like, oh, I don't want it to end. Yeah. You remember that feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
Right. So, yeah. So, as we mentioned way before when we were reviewing episodes 25 through 30, and again when we did 31, there was a series of 4 shorts that lead into a certain movie, and we said we would go into them later. Well, this is us going into them. So, basically, short number 1, we are introduced. It takes place in the future, where apparently Kotaro is already published. A girl named Miwa is working at an office, and her boss offers her a promotion if she uses her asset. And of course, she says, "This is sexual harassment, and I don't have to take it." So she fly kicks him right in the face with a letter of resignation.
Good for her,
but only to be chased down by the Peacock Undead, which leads to the second clip, where you have a restaurant where a guy is like causing a ruckus, and the waiter named Shin is like, "Hey, you're causing a ruckus." So he headbutts the dude, which while everyone is happy because he took out the trash, unfortunately, this also means he gets fired. And it just so happens that he finds a girl being chased by a peacock monster. So now they're both on the run from it. Episode 3, still running. But then they get rescued by mysterious Gold Rider, who unmoors and reveals himself to be a slightly attractive 20-something who may or may not be the brother of a certain cyan thief. We'll get into that later. But moving on to episode 4, this guy, Junichi something. Junichi tries to recruit the new Riders. They decline. That's the end of the clip. I don't know how things transition from that to this movie, but those are the 4 clips. There. Now, are you guys happy? Now, let's move along. So, the reason why we're doing this movie last, even though the movie came out around episode 34-ish, and it's very obvious that they clearly did not. Well, let me just put it to you like this. This movie is basically 2003 Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. Yes. What is this movie? It's Kamen Rider Blade missing 8.
We got 3 of them right here. How are they missing?
Yes. And yeah, actually, it doesn't make sense. Like, which ace is supposed to be missing? If anything, it should be called Missing Joker. But yes, there are 2 Jokers now. You thought the Black Joker was a menace? No, because he was our friend. This Joker is the real menace.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that there was already... Well, yeah, in every deck of cards, there are 2 Jokers. Look, you go and open a bicycle deck or any type of card deck right now. Yeah. You will find out that there are 2 Joker cards. That's what I found weird about this. Because, okay, so I went and opened a brand new bicycle deck because I happen to work in a casino. So that's really not that hard to get my hands on. And I'm like, okay, okay, wait a minute. They said there was 52 cards or 53 cards. So then remember our Ultra had an extra ace. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then there was another card that, but I was like, wait a minute, including the 2 Jokers that are always in each deck. That's the base number of cards in a deck of cards.
Yep, 54.
So 54.
Yeah.
So why did in the show I was like, wait, 53? There should be 54. Mm-hmm. I thought, maybe they just the Joker is just one. No. It's been here the whole time.
Yep.
It's been here. Just apparently it was never really brought up. So you could have left Hajime alone, but I guess someone in the writing room was like, "Yeah, guys, it's not 53 cards; it's 54."
55 if you include Kenzaki.
So it's like, wait, so yeah, because there's 2 Jokers in the decks, not 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already like at episode 38. We can't just we can make a movie and kind of explain that one.
But no, you only kept the one movie.
Yeah, you could just do the one movie, which is this one, which is now like, so wait, yeah. So everything that is going on right now, this doesn't concern Hajime. No. Yep. Does not involve him whatsoever. So the world is still going to go into hell regardless. It's just, yeah, you know all those cards you see all the way? Yeah. There was one missing, or you guys forgot one.
Yeah. So it's like this. So the reason why I compared it to Full Metal Alchemist is the original anime from 2003. It like the first 20 episodes were more or less faithful to the manga.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a filler episode here and there, like the Blue Rose one. But the thing is, it was still relatively faithful to the manga. But the thing is, right after around a certain beloved character dies, things start going sideways, and the plot becomes completely different from what it would end up being in the manga. See,
remember that beloved character that got killed didn't die the way they were supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, not that way. No, not that. Not to mention, I'm like, that is a smart way. That is a smart way to go about it with them. But no, that's not. Not to mention, it's like you didn't even introduce a certain character that they were hinting at by episode 10. Mm-hmm. In the manga, they had already hinted at someone without you would all know. But they never did that in the original anime.
Yeah, but the point is, it started to deviate because the anime caught up to the manga. And this was before the era of, hey, let's put a pause on production, wait a year for the manga to move further ahead, and then adapt whatever we got so far. You know, the Attack on Titan book of doing things. No, so instead it's like, okay, we got some general keynotes of what might happen, and we'll just make our new original story from there. And then who knows, maybe in 5 years we'll make another anime that's more faithful to the manga. And not gonna lie though, unlike Game of Thrones, FMA was actually pretty good.
The thing is again, during those times, you know, it was all about the keeping the popularity train going. Yeah. Nowadays, they take breaks, they stop, and you know. But here's the problem with stopping for a while. The problem is that okay, we stopped, we allowed them to get like, you know, more, but then oh yeah, no, hey, it's over. I remember 100% when Full Metal Alchemist ended. I was actually at work when that was like just everyone was breaking down like, oh my god, it's over, it's done. And then there's like news that they were going to redo it again, but more faithfully. And I'm like, all right. And I'll be honest with you, I did not like the ending of Full Metal Alchemist, the original one, and I sure as hell did not like the movie as much. Even now, going back and rewatching it, I'm like,
I like the idea of what they were trying to do with the movie. It's just
it makes no sense in the continuity of the story.
It's no. What I'm saying, but my issue with the movie was that when like the actual Nazis crossed over, their role was so forgettable that it's like, you know, you could have just kept the entire plot in the Newtonian timeline and like we would have been happy. There was no need to have them cross over to the Flamelian timeline.
Look, I don't know what it was during that time. There was a lot of Nazi stuff being put into anime and manga. So I could tell you right off the bat, Full Metal Alchemist did it. Hellsing Ultimate was coming out. Chrono Crusades had done it. Several other shows had Pumpkin Scissors. So many shows around that time period of the FMA anime were like Nazis. For some reason, Nazis. I'm like, this show.
I heard George Lucas. Who else heard George Lucas? I heard Motley Crue with I heard Miami Heat. I heard Motley Crue with my.
Look, if you cannot put two and two together, even George Lucas even said it himself that you can't put two and two together. That the Galactic Empire is like seriously space Nazis. He even said it. Like, where did you get the idea for the Empire and everything? And I'm like, no, look at them. Look at them. Especially the gunners. Look at their helmets. Look at Vader's helmet. Is that not? Yeah. I just don't want that. Well, too bad, man. Too bad. Yeah, for some reason, we had just, and that's why I was like, no. FMA, no. So what does that mean? So you're telling me the door leads into our world? That's where they're getting their power for alchemy is like through us? What are we giving? And what do we get out of them? You get science.
Which, to be fair, is better than alchemy.
Well, no, of course. I mean, obviously, everyone's like, no, alchemy, no, that's witchcraft, dude. There ain't no way alchemy would do that. Alchemy is more of a longer process of doing stuff like that. Yeah. But, yeah, we get the bomb. We get the great consolation prize, man.
Yeah.
Great consolation.
We try to take our bomb to their side. Like,
so and I'm like, so what are you trying to? I don't know. All we know is that they try to cross over, and when they do cross over, they come out looking like something out of Resident Evil. Just disgusting pustules of ooze and slime that don't even talk and can easily be taken out with one shot of a gun. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That's what good old Adolf wanted. But you know what? I don't think he really thought this through. Yeah, like most of his plans, he never thought it through.
Yeah, but with that in mind, the reason we bring it up is because it's very, like, if you really watch this movie after watching the show, it becomes noticeable that the TV show and the movie were clearly made by two different writing teams.
Yeah. It's kind of like they tried to phone in a phone call to say, hey, this is how the show's going to end. But apparently they were like, are you ordering through a McDonald's drive-thru or what? Like, I can't hear you. And it's like, yeah, okay, wait, what?
Yeah, so they basically...
The Joker what? And the girl what?
Yeah, so...
Okay.
So the only things we know for sure by this point in time is that Kenzaki can become king form. Hajime is the Joker, but we haven't seen Joker yet.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, now coming to think of it, I don't think we've ever even seen the Joker card outside of this movie.
No, remember 48 was when Tachibana died, and then the slab showed up, which finally revealed the Joker at the end. And then finally in 49,
don't see the card though.
Yeah, and it's like, wait. So wait, we had to watch this before 48? It's like, yeah, spoilers. Massive spoilers here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and it really seems like the writing team for the TV show did not decide to be cohesive to the movie. They could have wrote a couple of things differently in the TV show to be more cohesive to the movie. But given the fact that the movie was made like around episode 30-ish, you could tell that like the movie does not follow the same rules as the TV show, i.e., the fact that Kenzaki becomes an undead, and that if one undead still exists, then they're not sealable, they're not killable, and the world's gonna end. And the last one is Joker. But ignoring those rules, we could say, well, they went their separate ways, but for some reason, Kenzaki and Hajime had to like come across each other one last time, and this is where they have their final battle. And for some reason, Kenzaki wins without the apocalypse happening. But yeah, that's exactly what happens at the start of the movie. We see Blade fighting Joker, and he seals Joker away.
So pretty much, we won't get that until
Yeah.
We won't get that for another 20 plus years.
15.
The continuity is just staggering. Like, what is going on? Because, yes, the movie starts off exactly what we were not supposed to do. Which, if you saw the show, you're like, wait. You're not. What is Ken doing? He would have never done this. No, we're in a timeline where Ken don't give a fuck. Ken literally is like, no, we have to. I'm like, but again, around 48 and everything else, that was when it was all like, no, we can't go after Hajime. He's our friend. And yet here is asshole Ken like, no, Hajime must die. I'm like,
yeah, you see, I feel like there's only one way that this would make any logical sense. And that is if, hear me out, here's how I've done it differently. The second Joker, the albino Joker, yes, that's the official Toei name, the albino Joker, kills Amane. Hajime gets blamed for it. And because, Amane is like the one thing that's giving Hajime the human pass. So, of course, with Amane gone, like, Kenzaki's like, how dare you kill Amane? He's like, Kenzaki! They go, like, full Takumi and Kiba on each other. And, like, basically he seals them away. And then maybe even 4 years into the future, we find out, it turns out Hajime was innocent. Let's unseal him using the Team Peer card. But, unfortunately, that is not what happened. 4 years later, Amane is a 14-year-old kleptomaniac, and if we didn't hate her enough, now we really hate her.
Look, Amane, you still disappoint me years later. I don't understand what exactly this is about. I mean, for some reason, Hajime disappeared one day. He's gone. But it's like, Ken knows, and Ken is, but again, you know nothing. You're still ignorantly stupid, which that's how it should be. We dare not change the Bible of the show here. She doesn't need to know. But, I know this is not the same actress. I know they had to recast and re-get.
Because you can't have a 10-year-old play a 14-year-old.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. It's like, some people, this show's like, no. This movie took place like during filming. Yeah. So I'm like, you can't have a 14-year-old Amane. In this movie, when the actress, again, the actress is in the movie. Original Amane is in the movie, only in flashbacks, but she's there.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay, there really is no rhyme or reason for her to be doing the things that she does.
You can only assume that she's got a serious angst issues because Hajime disappeared. But even then, she had 4 years to get over it. And what's her mom even doing about this?
Nothing.
It's like instead of being raised by her mom, what she's supposed to be, she's raised by 3 adult men and a zombie.
Yeah, no, pretty much nothing. I mean,
oh, sorry, 4 adult men. I forgot about I forgot about Mutsuki.
Yeah, so teenage Amane was portrayed by an actor, model, and a idol of the 2000s named Miku Ishida. She's done a couple of things here and there, most notably being for Adult Amane and a couple of commercials. But her the way she goes about it, obviously, I'm like, no, that's exactly how a teenager would act. Let's see. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So we fast forward past the death of Chalice, because let's be honest, Ken killed Hajime.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get past that. He totally did. Can you imagine kids watching this and then going back and watching their TVs and be like, wait, what happened? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were friends. I thought that too, but apparently not. See, this is why we always have to check with each other to see what we're doing here. But either or. Yes, 5 or so years have passed since the events of the apocalypse.
4.
4. But apparently the undead are still roaming around.
For some reason. As we mentioned.
Why? Yeah, it's like, wait, didn't you like seal them away? Didn't you put them away? We were going to, or we were trying to do that. And what happened? A MacGuffin happened. Yeah, we can't have this movie without our MacGuffin. So apparently, yes, we cue to Bunny Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
Bunny Girls. I ain't lying. Bunny Girls. Why? Because Kotaro is rich and famous now.
Yeah.
Apparently his book, which I'm actually surprised anyone believes in, but again, with everything that's happened, I'm like, yeah, no, that actually makes sense. Since he was the only one that had the inter-scoop with Board and the Kamen Riders, it's like, yeah, he pretty much wrote a tell-all, be-all book. And it took me a minute to realize that was Kotaro, because I was like, wait, who is this? Because again, this is an alternate timeline of events. The characters act way differently than they do in the original from the show to here. So yeah, there are Bunny Girls and media and publication, and apparently the book has gone triple gold platinum. And I'm like, wow, Ken. Oh no, Kotaro, you really done good for yourself, I guess. Who would have thought?
Yes, yeah.
I would have thought. And they're asking him when he's gonna write his next book. And I'm like,
I don't like this, Sag. Oh, we're so sorry. Should I forgive them? Yes. Should I forgive them? Yes. Okay, you are forgiven.
Right. Okay. So, what happens after that?
All right. So, well, we're a little ahead of ourselves. Before that happens, yes, we see 2 of our 3 new characters asking the fortune teller if they're compatible. Of course, one of them's really pissed about this. By the way, the actress who plays Lark, she's actually very prolific, and she has a very checkered history as a cover model. But I'm not going to go too deep into it. But I will say this. When I was a teenager, I will admit, I did have a crush on her.
We're talking about the girl who plays Mitsumi, right? The only female rider in this movie.
Yes. And the first official female writer we've had since Femme. Because because Lobster Mommy and What's Her Face do not count.
No, they're not riders. We're doing like Kamen Riders, not the monsters, not Lobster Mommy, not Tiger Mommy, not
Homegirl who becomes Delta because
because
she's
not counting that. We're not counting them. No, it has to be Kamen Riders, and at this point, there have only been two.
Yeah,
which is Fem and Lark.
Yep.
Yeah. So see how memorable these characters are? I didn't even freaking recognize them. Like, yeah, there is a fortune telling scene, and I'm like, wait. We have new Kamen Riders. Why do we have new ones? I thought we were done. The only reason why the Kamen Riders existed were because of the undead. And they're all gone, right? They're sealed away, right? Why do we have more?
Yeah, and of course they asked the fortune teller, what tell us Junichi's fortune. And it was funny, they don't even know his actual age or birth date. But what we do know is that he sees a bunch of kids like panhandling, and so he decides to help them panhandle until they get a call that a bunch of undead are attacking. And it's like, okay, time to roll. And we actually do see a couple of undead that we haven't seen before in the TV show. So good for you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we never saw the Ken's undead. We saw Ken be Blade when he first. I'm like, well, wait a minute, you guys didn't have any of the cards or anything before. How did you guys manage to? Oh, we just did. So we actually
the ace cards we've seen we've actually seen were Chalice and Spider, and only because as we mentioned before, Chalice is the Mantis undead. It's not a rider system based off of the Mantis undead. It is the Mantis undead.
It is rather strange. I mean, the fact that both Spider and the Beetle were both prevalent in this attack. It's only, well, there's Liangle and there's Blade. So, wait, you're telling me, remember, they gave up the cards. They're done. It's over. So they're sealed away.
Mm-hmm.
So both Mitsuki and Ken don't have anything. It's up to these three to do something. And, well, let's just say that they're not the greatest in their own organization or just in general. They're just a bunch of assholes through and through.
Yeah, they have these weird Cerberus cards, one of which we've seen in the show because we watched the show first. The other two, also not a fan of their designs. Like you got Lance and Larkby color palette swaps of like red and green, but then you have Glyve in the center. He's yellow. He has a much more different design. But I'm not a fan of. So like their buckles have a design similar to that of Liangle's, but for some reason two of them have like a red cover while the other one has green. It's like I feel like at that point, like okay, I can understand Lark and Lance having a color palette swap. But with that in mind, Glaive's buckle should be like a different color, to like make him stand out from the other two. So I would say his should have probably been yellow or even blue. I don't know, just an idea. But yes, clearly they're basically the new versions of Blade, Garen, and Liangle because they use a sword, a crossbow, and a spear.
Yeah, there was never one for Hajime.
Yeah, because remember, Hajime's was not a rider system; it was a full undead.
Yeah, so there is no there is no future or modern version of Chalice because Chalice unofficially exists.
Chalice is not an actual rider.
No, Chalice is not a rider. Because again, if you look at all three of the official rider systems, they all have the Kamen Rider look, the helmet-wise. As for as for Chalice, he's the odd man out with how he looks. So, all right. In all honesty, yeah, these guys are not memorable at all.
Yeah.
Not once are they memorable. I kind of didn't even bother to learn their titles or their names because I'm like, I feel as though like give it like 20 minutes, they're all going to be dead anyway. I promise you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have mayhem going on because people start getting attacked by a Kamen Rider trope, a very famous trope, but a trope nonetheless. Every single undead arrives and starts attacking the populace.
Mm-hmm. And again, we see some that we have never seen before, such as the beetle undead and the squid undead.
Yes, because those ones were already sealed and used by either Ken or
sealed away off screen.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, so everyone's here now, I guess. We finally get to see them all in action.
Still no camel, though.
Yeah.
But then later on, we find out what everyone else has been doing. As we mentioned, Kotaro is a real estate novelist, and in no way am I saying he's broke. And yeah, he meets Kenzaki, who is a trash collector. And by the way, what makes Kotaro a real dick here isn't just the fact that he's got the Playboy bunnies. It's the fact that even his car's license plate changes to Golden Boy.
It changes a third time.
Yes, it does, and we'll get to that later. But what makes him a real dick is the fact that like he changes to Golden Boy, clearly to show off to Kenzaki. It's like, hey, Kenzaki, my friend, how are you doing? Oh, like, you know that episode of Family Guy where Brian Griffin has those teeth? It's like, hey, Kenzaki, my good chum, how are you doing? I'm happy to see that you're keeping on the up and
Honestly, Ken is just being Ken and whatever. Don't flaunt the wealth, Ken or Kotaro. Don't flaunt it because that's how you get flies. You don't want flies if you're rich.
Yeah.
But
listen, baby. Your birthday coming up.
But again, you want to tell me, because Kentaro or Ken is now a garbage man. Oh, you do know that working for the city and working in public sanitation actually pays pretty well.
Surprisingly, it does.
You can be, they're a garbage man. You don't want to do that. Early mornings, one day a week. Well, out in the field, in the field, as they say.
5 days a week, but
5 days a week,
but you're only there for like 4 hours.
Constant work, paid vacations, healthcare,
and because it's a federal, well, not federal, but because it's a district, city, state, county job. That means like you get government-based reimbursement benefits. Yeah.
You get some of them sweet benefits as opposed to like, I work in an office. Good for you. How's that going for you?
Yeah, honestly, I would say like probably the only federal job that really sucks pay wise is being a decennial census taker.
I'll say this, just looking it up. Did you know that a garbage man makes more annually than most teachers do?
Speaking as someone who is a teacher, yes, and it kills me inside. Not because like I'm jealous, but because actually, yes, I am jealous. Like I want to be paid like a garbage.
Like no joke, seriously, like no joke. That is again, we're talking about American standards. In Japan, it might be a little bit more because they do actually really focus on public, transits and keeping the place clean. So they get paid pretty well in Japan. So yeah, Ken, while you might be, again, if you're not going to make another award-winning novel, Ken is still working his job and getting steadily paid while you hopefully pump out another triple gold novel here. I'm hoping you do, because if not, how are you going to afford that bougie-looking house that you just bought?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, Ken is a garbage man.
Yep.
Don't hate.
Don't hate.
And he started, and of course, it's like, wait, why are you here, Kotaro? That's a good question. Why am I here? Yeah, apparently the undead are back. What?
Yep.
Yeah, I just happened to leave my meeting, and I happened to see that happening. And so I had to come and find you to go and do something. But I'm retired. Yeah, they don't have their rider gear anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have them. So I'm like, why did you even bother to come and find him if he doesn't have his gear?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like Ken wouldn't have done something. No, he would, but it's like a human versus an undead.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like we also try to recruit like other characters for Mane's birthday. First we got Mutsuki, who wants to work a 9 to 5 office job. And for some reason the two guys conducting the interview are fighting each other. I'm thinking to myself, are these guys a celebrity cameo? Because I feel like this scene is completely pointless otherwise. But yeah, Mutsuki says, oh yeah, I don't want to be a writer anymore. I want to live a normal life, and sucks to be a Amane, but I'm not going to her birthday.
Yeah, because everyone knows that Amane is a bitch.
Yeah,
we all knew that. We all knew that she didn't care about Ken or Tachibana or anyone else. All she cared about was Hajime, and that was it. She didn't care if anyone else, not even her own mom. She didn't care if anyone else was. All she cared about was Hajime.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised no one wants to go to this girl's party. Because she's just a bitch. She's been a bitch since she was like 9 years old. She didn't care. She was like, I don't care if anyone else is here or not. Yeah, so when Hajime's gone, and that will happen, young lady, then what? Oh,
yeah.
I swear.
Yeah. Then we try to go to a Shiori to get to recruit her for the birthday party. But she's apparently engaged. She's getting married soon. And so she has a girls' retreat day. And she's explained this whole thing throughout her entire retreat day. While she's swimming, while she's getting a manicure, while she's getting a pedicure, while she's in the sauna with other women. And yes, even Kotaro and Kenzaki are like in the women's sauna with towels wrapped around around their chests. It's like, why are you guys here? Better yet, how did you guys get here?
It's communal.
But that's just it. They're the only two guys.
I mean, we never learned who Shiori is getting married to. All we know is that she's getting married. And bless your heart, darling. You deserve some happiness in your life. You really.
I swear, it turns out she's getting married to the same guy who got married to Yuri. I'm gonna be really pissed.
I'm like, well, we never see a husband. All we know is that she's getting married, and she just wants. I want to be just an ordinary bride. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? It's like, oh yeah, no.
You know, once you're married, you won't be a bride anymore, right?
You're gonna be someone's wife. You're gonna be staying at home, changing diapers and making dinner and all that stuff. That's if your husband is actually one of those traditionalists.
Yeah.
I don't know, because seriously, especially in this time in Japan, I'm like, who can live by themselves in Tokyo and not live in like a supposed hovel? Yeah.
And this is 2008, 2009. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was getting there. So, but again, we see no husband. We don't know who the guy who's marrying Shiori, but God bless you, sir, because oh man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, Shiori is the only one in this movie that kind of stays the same via the timeline of who she is. Except, first off, I don't get why Mitsuki is like, I want to live a normal life.
Well, why?
When and why did you decide that? Like, again, during this time in the show, you were like still Liangle. You still fought. You said, I'm fighting now to help Tachibana, to protect my girlfriend, to protect my friends, and stop the apocalypse. Now you're like, I don't know. It's like the war happened, and you're like now like, okay, postpartum PTSD here. Like he's got shell shock as to what happened. I'm not saying what happened to him isn't needing of therapy. It is. But where did this come from? That you want to be a normal, average dude working in an office and, making a salaryman's salary, You, Mitsuki, really? I would have thought you would have gone off with Tachibana in this endeavor, but no.
Yeah,
that was kind of weird to me. I'm like, so you didn't follow Tachibana or anyone else? You're just gonna be a cog in the system.
Yeah. So yeah, we get another undead attack. Our 3 riders show up.
Yep.
Lands bloody, drops a card for some reason, and then Kizaki picks it up. It's like, hey, that's my card. Give it back. Who are you? Oh, we're the new riders. And meanwhile, it's like, oh, hey. Meanwhile, Kotaro's like brought a cake for Mane's birthday. It's like, hey, you brought a cake? Yeah, I got it from a French pâtissier. You wouldn't believe it, but he has this. But he won't shut up about melons. But at least I got this nice cake for Mane.
Yeah, even though the continuity of this wouldn't actually be a thing. Yeah, that would be a nice reference if it was.
Yeah, no, like the fact that he brought up a French pâtissier, I just had to go there.
Well, I'm very surprised, honestly, how many French bakeries there are in Japan.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, France is all the way over there. Like, there's literally the ocean and a good chunk of dirt that separates you from France. So, okay.
Yeah, okay. But any opportunity we have to reference either Akira Date or Pierre Alfonso, we will.
I think I think I will do it. I actually did look into buying a turban-style bonnet.
Yeah.
So I think I might do it.
Yeah.
Either or. I'm like, well. But either or. I'm like, all right. By the way, where is Amane?
She's at the mall stealing. Giving a police officer a hard time, then smoking in the girls' room.
Oh, God.
Okay, she doesn't actually smoke in the girls' room, may as well. And she almost knocks a vase over, too, by the way.
Sometimes it's just a cry for help. We all know what Amane's deal is here. We all know it, okay? It's obvious. She misses her man. Her man that didn't even know that it was her man. This child is so Delululemon is that she's actually become a delinquent for no fucking reason. Absolutely.
And as we've all said, Delulu's not the Solulu.
I am just like, someone needs to take a bat and just give her a good couple of whacks. He never loved you. Not that way. You are so lost, Amane. You know how lost you are, Amane? You make Roronoa Zoro know like if he knows where he's going. That's how lost you are. That is just the sad fact. Because I'm like, You're right. The beginning of this movie should never have happened.
Yeah.
But you gotta face facts. He ain't never coming back. So I'm gonna go steal makeup from a department store. I'm gonna cause problems. I'm gonna break.
Get caught on camera doing it at the video store.
Yeah. Then start throwing things at the security and police officers, nearly breaking high-class china and vases, and trying to elude everyone by running into the bathrooms. Which, again, ladies, did you not look up? Did you guys
how did they not notice?
I'm like, yeah, no. They're like, wait, they're gone. They're like, yeah, they're gone. What? How did they get? Don't tell me they're all they all kind of slid under one stall. Like, no. Yeah, they're right above. They're above. You didn't bother to look up. Hell, there's even their skirts are hanging from the dividers. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, it's smart to get the female employees to check the bathrooms, but still, it's like, would you have to get the two dumbest members of the female staff? You couldn't get the two smart ones.
I mean, even the audacity of you guys to run through the toy section and knock over the poor employee refilling the gachapons. You know how many weebs literally gasped when they saw those precious gachapons get tossed on the ground and then stepped on?
You know, this movie was recreated today. That would be Pokemon card vending machine.
And just have the security guard stop stepping on them and just fall and slip. I'm like, oh god.
No, not the
bent it. You bent it. Oh, yeah, no. It's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I know the feeling. Believe you me. I mean, yes, I'm a collector myself. Okay, fine. Yes, I admit it. But I'm like, I actually open said items. You want to know? You know what? Let me example. I should not have taken her out of her packaging, but I did. I should not have.
Curse you.
But I did. It's the limited Albedo.
Oh, hell no.
How dare you?
I know. She's on the shelf. She's fashionable, and it costs a pretty penny.
Yeah,
but again, as someone,
I have freaking Tiger Hawk on me from Beast Wars, and of course, the it's godliness himself, Mr. Tegasaur. Ryu Pegasaur. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Play Rouser.
Yeah. Out of box. Display.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I have crippling ADHD and I cannot have anything in a box. I don't buy these to sell them. I buy them because I have crippling ADHD.
Oh yeah, well check this out. I got Geets Driver, a Gotcha Driver, Gov Driver, and Zets Driver. Yes,
all this back here. All this back here.
Plus the other three are like way over there, and like behind the camera, I have triple egg. Sorry. I got a real grade of triple XG -00W EW, and I have GF 13017 Neo Japan GADX 237 Freedom Gundam. I got Barbatos Lupus Rex, and so on and so forth. And I swear in the other room I have both. I have RX 78-2. I got RX 79G Easy 8. I got RX 78-GP01. I got MS06 Red Comet. I got MS07B-3. We didn't pick the Thug Life. The Thug Life picked us.
Nope.
And now my nephew's in the Thug Life.
This is why we have well-paying jobs. We may not have children or families, but we have horrible buying habits.
Do we want children? Sure. But we can't afford them. I'm just kidding.
Nah.
Oh, and of course, one of my favorites, courtesy of Mark Richardson.
So,
I'm in everything.
Out of all that, Amane is just being a bitch for the sake of being a bitch. And again, I'm not saying that she is clever, because even despite a change of clothing and hairstyle, she still got caught.
Yep. And so we had to go to the police to bail her out. Where would you be with Uncle Kotaro? Shut up, Uncle Kotaro. Okay.
Yeah, no joke. It's like you got arrested. You were getting held on bail, and everyone around you has literally stopped what they're doing, came down to get you, and you're literally acting like a bitch the whole fucking time. I would have just went, no, throw her back in. I revoke the bail. I revoke it. Throw her back in. Like, she is like yelling at her mom. She's yelling at Kotaro for bailing her out. She's yelling at Ken for just being there. And she's like, I don't want to speak to any. I don't want to. You know what? This car's a convertible, right? We could just throw her out. We just let her. We just throw her out in the freeway. Like, that's just how much like of a bitch she's being. As for why, I'm like, you know what? Not even Haley from Modern Family was that much of a bitch. Like, that's the standard that Amane is giving us. She surpassed that. At least Haley kind of realized, yeah, I'm being stupid and like not being that. Yeah. Where Amane is just like, everyone else is the problem, not me. And never fucking realizes that. Never. Like, she literally gets out of the car, runs into an arcade, and just starts playing the claw machines. And it's like, yeah, not like I haven't seen this in most like teenage angst type movies. But I mean, again, Ken tries to be the good guy here, and I'm like remembering throughout the whole show, I'm like, was there ever like any established relationship between Kenzaki and Amane? Not really. Like, yeah, Ken's nice to everybody, but he never really had a close relationship with Amane. And even so, it's like, yeah, well, doesn't really matter because you're not Hajime. That's who she wants, even though she'll never say it. And then apparently they get attacked by the cockroach-trons. As for why, well, I don't know why.
Yeah. And this time they're white instead of black.
Yeah, I don't know why. But they are just all going after Amane, chasing it like a scene out of Resident Evil. They're being chased through streets, down alleyways, past chain link fences and everything. And of course, the three pieces of shit show up and start fighting. And of course, Ken is like, whoa. I had that. It's like, you're a civilian. Why the hell are you fighting on that? That's kind of stupid of you. only for Ken to like yell at them and saying like, you should respect your elders because we were the people before you. I was Blade, and what the hell are you guys? And they're like, should we care? Yeah. Oh God, it's Kamen Rider Blade. Oh God, they don't care. Yeah. They don't give a shit. They're like, oh yeah, you were in the class before us, so what? We're the ones who are the Kamen Riders now. Who the fuck are you? Which is obviously the most obvious response I would imagine getting from somebody. It's like, yeah, Kamen Rider Blade has not been a thing for like 5 years. Now we have these three knuckleheads.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Amane is being an insufferable jerk. It's like, Amane, please speak to me. Why? It's like, no, I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, Amane just, again, you're not Hajime, so she's not going to talk to you. See, this is the thing. I'm like, okay, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, children are stupid. They are a medical term I cannot say, but starts with an R. Mm-hmm. They are literally dim. They are dull. They are just insufferable. Now, again, we've all been through it. We all have been there. Every single one of us have. But here's the thing, though, and this is what I said. Make the mistakes. Make all the fucking mistakes when you're young. Experience it.
And then learn from them.
And learn from it. But what the fuck has Amane done? Nothing. She is making the same mistake over and over and over. I'm like, Mom, this is the problem. I just cannot seem to fucking learn my lesson. No. This is what I mean. I know I was mad at Mitsuki before. I know I was upset with him. But again, at least he learned his lesson. Amane, on the other hand, 4 years have passed, and you are still the same. Why don't we just throw her to the cockroach, guys? Why don't we? Because she's the MacGuffin in the movie. Yeah. Amane. Yeah. We can't have a movie without her.
There are better ways to make her plot relevant. There are better ways to make her plot relevant.
Yeah, because again, we have that whole thing. We have the conversation and the confrontation with the past and the now writers, which again, hold on to that Amane thing. We go to a building. Actually, no. Hold on. I'm confusing myself. Hold on. Kotaro brings the writers to the cafe, and they try to team up because that's what Ken does. That's what Kotaro does. That's what he does. He tries to make peace with everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, doesn't really play out. Doesn't really, because again, Mitsuki and everyone else are like, what are you guys going to do? You guys don't even have rider gear anymore. So what the hell? Like, we're out of here. This was just a waste of time. They follow them, and they go into a building, which we finally, I'm like, wait. If Hajime sealed away, then who's missing? Well, there's only one person missing. And it's the guy that has the answers to all this bull crap. It's Tachibana. And yet he's rocking like this dark Neo type of outfit. Giving us a precursor to what he will do in Kamen Rider sets. Pretty much what happened was, how we took all the cards and everything, and when it was me and Mr. Karasuma, I'm like, yeah. Well, apparently we were attacked on our way.
Yeah, and for some reason, 4 of the king cards created a new card.
How does that happen? Has that ever happened before? No. Why did it happen? Because movie plot relegates it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the four aces or the four kings came and created a whole new card. What is that card? Hold on to that for just a minute. So you're telling me that you developed this new rider gear, but you didn't bother to tell us about it, Tachibana. There was no reason, remember? Ken, you guys quit, remember? You guys said that, even Shiori was like, we want to live normal civilian lives. Why? I mean, once you've had a taste of that life, it's like, how is it so easy to assimilate back into civilian life?
Yeah.
Like you would think, okay, great. But as Ray Liotta once said in Goodfellas, when you're out of the life, it's hard to assimilate because you miss the life. Nothing in civilian life, nothing happens. It's boring. It's dull. There are times that I wish I was still in the life. So yeah, it's true. If you lived for a certain while in a certain lifestyle, you're like, you think going out to the countryside and living out there is probably gonna help? Maybe, maybe not. But as we kind of notice, it's like, yeah, they all willingly chose to stop being Kamen Riders. They stopped working for board or whatever the hell was left of it. Mm-hmm. And so Tachibana had no other choice but to create new rider gear and recruit three new jackasses to take over. Mm-hmm. But wait, what happened to their rider gear? Oh, he still has them. It's still here. We still have them.
Yeah, we just need to reseal the aces.
So why didn't you just give them those decks then?
Well, remember
their security measures.
Yeah,
their security measures. This isn't like Fives where anyone don't bogart it, keep passing it. Anyone can fucking be a Kamen Rider. No. There's certain parameters here for us.
I still can't get over the fact that what's his name, Masato Kusaka, is the only character to use all three rider gears.
Yeah.
So
it's like, So it's like no one can just put on Blade. It has to be Ken, unless he dies.
Yeah.
But because he's still alive, no one can use it. So okay. So that's why you created these three generic-looking guys with just different colors.
Yeah. We see the letter A all over their bodies, but.
Yeah, because they're aces, obviously, but it's like, Tachibana, I'm not saying that you suck at your job. I'm just saying you're not very creative when it comes down to this.
All I can think about is, where's that kid that drew Origa red? Like, he should have done these stuff, right?
Yeah, let me host a contest for the children to submit hero designs, and then we'll put it in a Super Sentai show. Or if you really want to be obscure, you can submit your own hero, and we'll try to make a movie out of it. But then kind of say, yeah, this is trash and garbage. We got to put Godzilla in here and focus on him instead of this.
Wait, that actually happened in the movie, didn't it?
That did happen in a movie. That's how we got Godzilla versus Megalon, which if you've seen that movie, Godzilla only shows up and is in the movie for 10 minutes because the movie focused on the character and hero Jaguar. But apparently they're like, yeah, this is gonna flop. This is not So can you imagine being that kid that's something like, yeah, but then it's like, I thought it was Jaguar versus Megalon. Why do they put Godzilla? They don't have faith in you, kid. Pretty much. Even though it's kind of like, why is Godzilla here? Although we did get a really cool scene out of it. Mm-hmm. The obligatory tail slide kick.
Yeah.
But yeah, either or.
Bendy, twisty cost.
Yeah, but either or. Yeah, you're not really creative when it comes to designing these guys, Tachibana. We do get a kind of MacGuffin here that Tachibana has had in his possession for a while. Apparently, there is a huge stone tablet. Not that one. Let us not get confused. It's a different one.
Honestly, one with a better design.
Yeah. So what is this giant stone tablet? This was apparently the final, like, it would appear to the victor and to the wish or whatever would be granted. But that doesn't look anything like the one that's in the show. It's a different one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the one that Albino was sealed into.
Yeah. So wait, you're telling me, but we already sealed away the Joker. I don't think we did. Like, what do you mean we didn't seal the Joker? No, we did. We have, yeah, we know. But isn't it kind of strange that all these monsters have been running around and yet the original Joker isn't here? But still, the cockroachatrons and all of them are running around, and they're white.
Does that raise any red flags for you guys?
So does that mean? Yeah, no, don't you know that every card deck has 2 Jokers, not just one?
You know, one thing that does disappoint me a little bit about Bicycle is that they don't make their Jokers look distinguished anymore. Like back in the day, you know, Black Joker was just black and white, while Albino Joker was very colorful.
Yeah,
you know, like Harlequin and Pierrot. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
but like now, it's like instead of having a Harlequin and a Pierrot, we just have 2 Pierrots. Just one of them has a slightly different design on it,
and they're both default black and white. There really is no difference between. No, I know. That's kind of the thing that pisses me off with card playing. Things have just become like so dull. Like, what happened, man?
Yeah, like McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah, but then again, you know, Starbucks is what ruined it. If you want to know about that, just look up any history, and you're going to find out that Starbucks is what has ruined society and its whimsy. Anyway, so yeah, there is another Joker running around because, again, the original Joker is still sealed. Where is it sealed? Well, we don't know yet. We don't know. But it's sealed because this isn't the same as before.
Yeah.
Or what would have been. Again, continuity wise, 2 different things. But it's like, all right, but again, if the undead are running around, we need to have our rider gear. Well, what good is that gonna do you, Ken? Remember, you need your king card to do it, and you don't have it. Remember, it got sealed before the show happened. So what we got to do is to go and get it. We got to seal him for you to be able to use your gear. But because these 3 jackasses over here are like, we don't care who he was, like, he better not get in our way. Like, you really think that they're going to help? No, not one bit.
The only goat here is the Capricorn undead, and you're not him.
Yep. No, like none of these aces are gonna help with what you guys are doing. So no spider, no beetle. You know, you're on your own. If you want to seal them, then go ahead and fight them. But there's no way in hell you're gonna win. Oh, there is a way. There is a way. Except it only happened to one of them. Yeah. Because later on, we find out that Tachibana actually did run interference in another battle. Again, Amane just being the center of this for whatever. Well, again, we'll get there when we get there. But Tachibana wound up emptying out his Requiem on the spider, destroying him, sealing him, and giving Mitsuki Liangle back.
Yep.
And Mitsuki now has his armor. He's taking everyone out and just showing up all these new kids. It's like, yeah, how come? Because again, Liangle, despite being what it is actually a very powerful suit to have. So for every one that you take down, he already took down 5. Yeah. Now it's only the fact of like, we need to find the beetle so we can get Ken's card back. But that will happen at another date. As of right now, we're still running interference with the Mane, trying to get her to talk and, you know, open up to us. But she's still, this isn't emo. This is just annoying.
Yeah.
She's just like obsessed with her scrapbooks of like her and Hajime, like going out and like whatever. I'm like, okay, you know, that's fine. That's sweet, lovely memories and whatnot. But this is, I mean, an undertone, you know that this is not how she sees it.
Yeah.
This is not just a sweet memory to remember someone that, no, there's more here, and it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
Either or, I'm like,
well. You know, it's like, you know, if you think about it, it's kind of like reverse Lolita.
Yeah, Amane is like, again, Ken shows up and tries to be nice to her and help her out. He even tries to gift her the cat plushie that she was trying to win at the claw machine, but she just yells at him saying that I'm not a 9-year-old little girl anymore, that I am an adult, that this is, I'm like, okay, but I bet you if Hajime got that for you, you would have been just all fucking... like, you're just gushing all over it. Because, again, it's not Hajime. Like, okay, you know what? Enough's enough. We need to really beat this girl upside the head.
Therapy.
Yeah, she needs a couple of bolts through her head. Seriously. We do actually... we kind of just leave her alone. We, like, let it be. We have to recruit. We have to get the band back together. Now it's up to Ken to get the band back together. Shiori ain't coming. She's getting married in like 2 days. So she can't. And she says no. She says no. She's like, I can't, Ken. I'm getting married. I'm like, da, da, da. Who are you getting married to?
Yeah, seriously.
Who are you getting married to?
Who's this guy?
Who is this guy? I don't approve. He's not good enough.
It better be Kotaro. If anything.
You know what? It has to be our man himself. Only one man is worthy. Only one man is worthy of this. And he won't be relevant for at least 2 seasons later? Where is my man? Where is he?
Kabuto?
No, not Kabuto.
Said 2 seasons.
I swear to God, I swear. Where is he?
Den-O?
I swear, sometimes I always like go, we need Kyohei Takeda. We need Otoya.
Yes, Otoya.
We need Otoya.
See, that's our man. Like,
that's our man. I will defend that man. I cried for that man. So did I. I cried for Kazumi. I cried for him. I cried for even Otoya. Even though I'm like, you're such a fool. You're such a fool. Why did you give up? Why did you give up and go with the Pearl? Why did you give up on Yuri?
Yeah,
Yuri was special. No. Unless you're getting married to Otoya, Shiori.
Yuri and Maya are basically Anne Hathaway and the Dark Lady. If you know Shakespeare, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's like you betrayed Anne Hathaway for the Dark Lady. And do I need to remind you about the Dark Lady? Let me tell you something about the Dark Lady, okay? You know, I got a few voids for the Dark Lady, okay? You know, here's what I have to say about it, okay? My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red, and her lips is red. If snow be white, then her breasts are done. If her hairs are be wires, black wires grow from her head. I have seen roses demasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some fumes is more delight that in the breath from her mistress' cheeks. I love to hear her speak. Yeah, well, I know that music hath far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground, and yet by heaven I think my love is rare, and as any believe with false compare, she is toxic as F.
And that's Maya. That's Maya.
Yeah.
That's Maya. Well, through and through. Even though Maya is hot, like that's Maya. Just stay away.
Yeah.
In all any case, I'm like, who is Shiori marrying? We don't know. And if it ain't Kyohei Takeda, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Heck, even if it's Mr. Even if it's Mr. 753, I would have still accepted it.
I will say, despite Shiori being very, very like, no, I can't. You guys, like, she still decides, you know what? I can't go, but here. She actually developed software for them to use. So even though that she cannot be there for the actual mission, put a pin in that moment, she will give them software to detect when the undead appear. That's all she can do because she's getting married. Okay. What about Amane? Amane's been locked up in her room all this damn night. She's even missed out open mic night.
Yep.
Why do we need Amane? I don't know. In all honesty, that's a good question. Why Ken even was like, why Amane should be here? Because again, Amane didn't know anything. I think her mom knew more than she did, but they're like, yeah, we're not getting Amane's mom involved in this crap. Either or, it's like, well, technically, we got 3 out of 4, so it's not bad. We do kind of get a little bit of a drama situation here because during the last attack, we actually no, it's coming up. We do get a confrontation with some of the undead and Liangle, only for that to be run interference by the other 3 aces. And guess who shows up? It's the king. It's our Beetle Kawanger King from episode 47. He winds up running interference, but apparently these three assholes decide to attack Liangle instead. Wait, what? Why are you attacking Mitsuki? Why are you going after? Because we don't listen to old timers. This is our era and our generation. You know, can we kill the blue one? Is that a thing that we can do? Can we kill him because he's the one that seems to be running his mouth the most? Mm-hmm. You know, the girl is kind of there, but she's not as annoying. It's the blue one that's really annoying the shit out of me. Oh, I'm sorry, the green one. The green one.
Well, be careful what you wish for, but sure.
The thing is that because of the interference that happened, we wind up in that battle sealing away Ken's beetle undead, which Liangle gives to him, and finally Kamen Rider Blade makes an appearance.
Yeah, it took us like half the movie.
But he's here now. And now we're thinking, oh, we have to team up to beat the rest of the undead. No, these 3 assholes decide, you know what? We're not going to share the spotlight with you guys.
Yeah,
you guys are
let's lure out the Joker and try to beat him ourselves.
Yeah. So next thing you know, there's a rider war that goes on between these 3. Even more so because apparently the gold or the yellow one or whatever the fuck apparently believes himself to be Blade 2.0. Apparently he believes that he is like a superior version than Blade. Because what? Because you guys happen to be the same deck? Get out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. But for some reason, we wind up, because Mitsuki, being a good boy, found that, yeah, the yellow or gold or whatever was actually talking to the undead in an ancient language. Like
no, the only reason he's doing it is because he studied ancient languages, apparently.
No. See, because the thing was, I would have believed it, but that kid killed the king, sealed him, and then menacingly walked away. So it's kind of like, yeah, Ken is trying, like, now I have mine back. Like, why are we fighting with each other? We're all facing the same goal. And it's like, yeah, just like you said, that I don't trust him, Ken. He was talking in that old language. He was talking to the king before he killed it. Like what? And so Tachibana's like, no, Mitsuki. He actually learned that in college. When did they teach you dead languages in college?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no joke. It's a dead language for a reason. It's a dead language. No one speaks it. Nobody. So how could you have, like, a professor of dead languages? And it's not a dead language now, is it? No. Latin's a dead language, yeah, but we still use it to this day. It's a rhinoceros, actually. No, don't pull out the Latin version of it, because I'm not even going to bother to say all those syllables and words.
I can't say rhinoceros in Latin, but I can say rhinoceros beetle in Latin.
No, I know. But again, it's like, yeah, guy, look. If you want to be an asshole and be like, yeah, what is it? It's a rhinoceros beetle. Yeah, why didn't he say that? He did. He just wants to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I read a book. Yeah, good for you. Again, I don't trust this kid. I don't trust him. Just looking at him, I don't fucking trust him. Although the movie kind of makes it seem like Red Ace is the problem. For some reason, we have this whole thing about, like, yeah, there is another Joker out there. It's causing all this mayhem and blah, blah, blah. But so who could the Joker be? It's got to be someone in the group. Who else could it be? There's no way. Well, Tachibana definitely isn't it. Ken, at this point, he never went through that process, so he's out.
Mm-hmm.
Mitsuki definitely isn't one, because ain't no way. So it's out of these three. We're kind of meant to believe that it is Natsumi, because there was a moment where there's a thunderstorm happening and you see the albino, but then it cuts to her. So it's like, you know what? I would have believed you if you never told me. Like, it just kind of seems so obvious. Oh, the woman is the no. That's too obvious. That's too obvious. It's too obvious, and I'll tell you why. Because there was a scene before that she said, I want to be stronger than everyone else. Isn't that what Hajime said earlier in the show?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, that's a red herring right there. We're meant to believe that she is the Joker, but we find out that no. We find out that our green ace is dead. Thank you very much. He was so fucking annoying. See, this is what I wanted for Mitsuki for the longest time. But yeah, he's dead. And we're like, wait, what? But yeah, guys, we got another one. They're like, please tell me it's yellow. It's red. We killed the only girl in this one? Yeah. We killed Yoko Mishiyama? Yeah. And I see why she was your favorite. Okay. Look it up later, bunch of pervs. But apparently she leaves us with a dying message.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, each of them have left behind a Jack card and a 4 card. Which, by the way, there's 2 ways to say 4. We typically use yon, but
Yon.
another way of saying for is she.
She.
Let's
Yeah.
think about it. J, she. J, she. Do we know anyone with J and she in their names?
Not that I can
Maybe
recall.
they add up to 15. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, that's probably it. They add up to 15. Someone who's 15 is probably like causing the problems.
It's who we obviously believed it is, but wait, we can't just say it.
Yeah.
We have to have undisputable proof of that it is who it is. And who can give us that? Best girl Shiori.
Yeah, she runs out of her wedding like Sergeant Bilko in order to get out of here. And even Kotaro, he's like quick, I know a way to get to Kanzaki fast, and it's like they get into the car, and his license plate changes to Milk Boy.
Milk Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called him Milk Boy a few times, so he just decided to change his license plate. He can do. Apparently, he has one of those 3-sided license plates that were later used for the batteries in Kyoryuger.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
they had 3. The Americans had 4. Apparently, we needed to have 4 in the batteries, even though they were smaller.
No, actually, Japanese only had 2 sides.
I remember they were 3.
No, trust me, I have all 24 of them. There's only 2 sides.
Then I must be getting it wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the
apparently
American version had 4.
You know how most of the time we're really pounding in that something is happening and there's no way to get around it or to get out of it. We just have to accept it as it is. Yeah, apparently Shiori kept saying that she was getting married and there's no way that she's backing out of it until she finally realizes and decides to pull a Julia Roberts.
Runaway bride.
As to who she's getting married to, we don't know. We don't know. She just runs off and leaves the veil on the floor while being hauled away in a car that says Milk Boy. And yeah, so Amane gets caught again. She gets literally assaulted by the cockroaches. But we have a little thing that happens here. We wind up both Giran, Lee Angle, and Blade show up. They're doing their best. They're fighting everyone off. They try to save Amane, which they do. And we believe that Amane is good and done for. It's over. It's dead. No. A mysterious figure appears and decides to run interference.
Who could that be? At first, we're thinking Tachibana, but
that's what I thought. It's it has to be Tachibana because ain't no way. No, it's not. No. It's Chalice.
Yeah.
Where have you been for 40 minutes?
Well, apparently Liangle used his tapir card to summon Chalice.
I'm like, have you? Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing we could do. Yeah, I think we do need that help. They run interference. Obviously, the Chalice is now in play, and we're just like, all right, it's good. It's on. We do run an interference though with Ace, with our Cerberus Ace, because what winds up happening is he sees Amane. He's ready to oh yeah, don't worry, we got her. She's fine. She's safe. It's like, why? Because wait, didn't you just call Tachibana to go into the fog and be like, because there's something going on out there? But then this is a trap. This is a trap. Amane is about to die. She's about to get killed. But running interference that, yeah, you're the Joker.
Yeah, and
You're
also
the
when you look at the two cards, Jay, Shimura.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently, because Shiori ran out, she was like, yeah, it was that, but was also under like the samurai bushido code of using the number 4.
Yeah.
So apparently, I'm like, Shiori, you haven't been in this movie since at all, and yet you still figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving Scooby-Doo and the gang a run for their money in terms of figuring out mysteries without even being there. I knew it was this kid the whole time. You never met him before. But I just knew he was evil.
Actually, there was an episode of Scooby-Doo, it's like What's New Scooby-Doo, where they actually did reference that. Where it's like it clearly has to be so-and-so, but when they like opened the Gladiator or Minotaur, like can't remember what the bad guy was, but it was in Greece. So once they revealed it was like some woman, it's like Bella was like, it's not fair. We haven't met her. I don't know who she is. There's no way I could have guessed it was her. It was the only time she got it wrong.
But Shiori apparently knew. So what do? You get Amane out of here because she is the key. Amane is the whole reason why this is going on. Like the albino Joker wishes to sacrifice her so he can get his wish. Wait. I know that there has to be a human sacrifice, but why exactly does it have to be Amane? Because it's written in the script.
Yeah.
No joke. You could have kidnapped Shiori. You could have kidnapped anybody.
Yeah,
you just need a human
virgin sacrifices.
I mean, hell, you could have even taken Amane's mom.
Yeah.
Are we
You could even taken Lark.
Are we like ignoring this beautiful aged woman and not giving her anything to do again? What the F, man?
Yeah, no, apparently it's because Amane's dad was the one who accidentally unsealed the Jashin seal, and therefore, as a member of his bloodline, basically it's like because Dio got hit by a stand arrow, Jotaro and Josuke also ended up getting stand abilities.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah, so Amane gets sealed into a card and gets sacrificed into the pillar, which apparently foreshadowing Hibiki, we get a kaiju battle in a Kamen Rider series.
But we should take a moment to appreciate the fact that, we do get a scene where the two Jokers are fighting each other. We do see Black Joker and White and Albino Joker fighting each other, which is probably the only fun scene in the entire movie.
Yeah, but Hajime got his ass kicked. I know you just got here, Hajime, but come on, you've been sleeping for 5 years. Wake the fuck up already. Get up. Even Kotaro's like, oh, come on, you just barely woke up and now you want to go back to sleep? Amane's dying!
Mm-hmm.
And then we cue our Avengers hero walk, except they're on motorcycles.
Yes, they go off to an island where they're gonna later use as a set for Kamen Rider Hibiki and the 7 fighting Oni. But no, we have to fight against Joshi, which apparently is rank 14. And in the same vein as Tenoji having his head inside the chest of what's it called? That one of the Cerberus Undead. So too does Albino Joker get his own body attached to the giant Joshi.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but whenever they do that kind of thing, like they have the giant monster or whatever, and they always got to have the dude like on the forehead or whatever, I'm like, why?
obvious weak spot is obvious.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's probably more obvious when like the person is like smack right here in the chest, and it's like, yeah, where is the weak spot? Aim for the dude in the center of the creature's chest, man. I promise you, that's the weak spot.
Yeah, it's like it's gotta have a weak spot, and then Hajime's like, wait, I know a place. Here, follow me. And they unmorph for like no reason. It's like if you kill someone while in front of the stone tablet, then the thing will be undone. But unfortunately, right now that person's Amane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out a way to switch her with myself.
You're going to purposely kill yourself, Hajime. Is that what you're telling us?
This brat.
So you're actually going to do what you should have done in the first show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he does do that.
Mm-hmm.
But shouldn't that undo the wish? I mean, it's no longer a human sacrifice. You sacrificed an undead.
Yeah. I mean, he is a virgin.
Yeah, for almost 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Never say that it's not a good. It's always good to wait.
Yeah, but incidentally, Hajime's not going to wait another 4 years for Amane to become legal. So yeah, no, F that. I'm going to die for her. You know, let her learn to be a proper human being, which is something that I wish I could have done for myself. But you know, maybe she will learn from the old Hajime. Yeah,
which is kind of crazy because the whole time in this movie we're thinking that they're gonna reunite again. They never. I mean, they do, but they don't because Amane is knocked out cold when this is all going out. So she doesn't really realize that Hajime is around even towards the end. But she kind of just accepts the fact that Hajime was there, but not really. It's like she got closure, but not really.
Yeah, Kenzaki becomes cane form and just as quickly just pulls a Boken Red and just like slices the giant kaiju down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. We're done. It's Christmas now and Amane's birthday all at the same time. So happy birthday, Amane. You get to make a wish as long as it doesn't involve bringing Hajime back to life.
We do have a little montage of everyone there, obviously. Who knows if Shiori actually went back and got married? We don't know. We just know that she is there along with everyone else, and they're celebrating and whatnot. And then it just cues to the ending credits, and then finally a post-credit of all of them still in the kitchen, passed out, sleeping.
Well, during the credits, they're actually dancing around like it's freaking Shabala or something like that.
Well, yeah, no, but it's like, I don't think there was any alcohol here, so why is everyone passed out in the kitchen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But regardless, that is the end of Kamen Rider Blade Missing Ace. That, oh boy.
I'm gonna be honest. As far as fan service goes, sure, but as we have aged by good 15 to 20 years since the first time we've seen this movie, we're jaded enough. Service a good artifact does not make, and no, this movie was not the best.
Look, I understand when you're trying to like make a like an alternate ending to your series. Because sometimes you don't have, I mean, I don't know if you had faith in your project or just like, obviously there was miscommunication here, obviously. about what was going on, what must be done, and so on and so forth. To me, if you had watched the actual series ending, this would land a bad taste in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Because again, how Ken reacted and acts in the series compared to this movie is they're not the same person. Everyone else is like, oh yeah, it's been 4 or 5 years. No. Just the first 5 minutes of the movie contradicts the series and what they were doing. Now, again, what happened afterwards, what they all grew up, they all have their careers, their lives, whatever. All right, that's fine. There's no problem there. It's just, again, the first 5 minutes spoiled the film. I can accept alternate timelines. I can accept alternate outcomes, But when you're giving us, especially at this point, episode 48, literally started at 45.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, we cannot kill Hajime because he's our friend. And then this movie comes out and it's like, we have to kill Hajime because if not, the world is going to end. It's like, what? Again, we could have picked up from the last episode that, there was an extra undead. It has been secretly living within that's why the end of the world technically didn't happen, because there was one more card that needed to be sealed. And because it's still running around, we're still, 5 years, still playing the same game, except we've been idle for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Here, though, it's like, the apocalypse is done, but the reason why that it's happening is just because we don't know why it happened. It just did. And the fact that Amane is the key and that, everything else, I'm just like, as I said, I think I said last week that Blade, its ending was actually perfect. It's sad. It's horrible. It's not a happy ending, but that's how it should have ended.
Yeah, it was satisfying.
It was a satisfying ending. Now you're giving us an ending that is like, okay, this is what could have happened if you guys didn't care about the characters or the show or whatever.
Yeah, and again, I like to imagine that they Full Metal Alchemist did this thing where it's like they had like 2 separate teams working on the movie and the TV show. So like the team working on the TV show, they did not know yet what they're going to do for the remaining 10 to 15 episodes. So they were only able to do so much telling to the movie crew. And who knows, maybe some feedback they got from the movie, from the movie actually being out in theaters, probably use that feedback to be like, okay, let's do some course correction in the TV show.
But they didn't. They did their own thing. I'm not saying the Aces, obviously, that's kind of what I thought they would be like. In all honesty, the fact that it all boils down to Amane, that was kind of like, really? That's it? That's how we're ending this show because of Amane?
I mean, we kind of started the show because of Amane, but
Amane had to have been, but it's like when you look at it and all, like Amane really didn't play any role in this other than being annoying and chasing after Hajime. It's her father, her mother is what would have been like a good center to focus on in this movie.
I think they tried to make Amane the Lois Lane to Hajime's Clark Kent, well, being that anchor to like his humanity when he is a bridge between 2 kinds. But the thing is, they didn't really do much to establish the idea of coexistence between the 2 kinds. Fies did a little bit better with Takumi and Kiba. But yeah, no, it's like the only time we ever really cared about about treating an undead with humanity and respect was Tiger Mommy, and even then it was like she willingly like sacrificed herself so that this emo douche nozzle would stop being an emo douche nozzle.
Yeah, here it's like apparently Amane's change was just because she finally got the shit beat out of her. That's the only reason why she changed. And it's like, but I felt Hajime. So it's warranted that you got your ass kicked? That's what we should really do now. Just like, oh yeah, because Hajime warranted. He demands it. Okay. All right, Amane. No wonder. See, I have a theory as this movie, despite what it is and not officially canon, I feel that this movie had direct influences later on Kamen Riders ZO. Because again, I have not seen ZO, so I don't know anything about it. So, but the thing is that, look, I know, and again, I did state last week that some people came out and like, you really don't know about ZO and Blade. I'm like, I only knew about the other Kamen Riders. That's all I knew. And I did say that I did find it strange that Kamen Rider Blade, or the other rider, being this big, hulky, bulking, like, mammoth of a thing, had a very soft and very like gentle sounding voice. Like that doesn't sound right. Only one person can get away with that, and that's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Other than that, what is like, and then finally I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I get it. I understand it now. But wait, how come? No, this movie now connects it. This movie right here connects. I'm like, yeah, because Amane was being handled by the undead, got assaulted, and then was literally being swarmed. And then later on, it's like, wait, why did she? How did she? It's like, okay, yeah. So if you want to put it like, yeah, it may not be canon to the series, but I think it had something to do with the choices that they said with the ZO episodes of Blade. So may not be canon, but I feel like some influence of this affected ZO and their episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my theory right there for Amane, because the original Amane does come back in ZO. So,
yeah.
Oh boy! All right.
Scores for the movie.
Ay. I mean, it's nice to see everyone again. It really is. It's nice to see everyone.
But
if you had watched this supposedly like, it's a branch off and you watched the original show and then came to this, you'd probably feel the same way we did. Now, if you get to episode 45, between 45 and 4 and whatnot, and decide, hey, I'm going to watch the movie first, and then I'm like, okay, please tell us if you do and how you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the same feelings as us, knowing that we have finished the show and got the official ending compared to like an alternate ending that was not, I don't know if it was actually planned or just like, oh, this is the what if.
Yeah.
Either or, I'm like, well, it's good to see a lot of the undead back again. It's good to see the entire cast again. It is nice to see little Amane, whether it be in flashbacks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, is this movie necessary to watch to be completed, to be a completionist of the Kamen Rider Blade series? I say no. It's just something for you to watch if you want to.
Yeah.
Would I watch it again? Maybe. Maybe just like, okay, it's not necessary. So I say it's a 6.
I agree with you on this one because for me, it's like the best parts, like really thinking back on the things I enjoyed about this movie from I would say about 5 or 6 times I've seen it. Yeah, like the things that I liked the most were literally just fan service stuff.
Yeah, no, the fan service is there. It's good, but at the same time, that's not what makes a movie. Even with like, even with other
like 15, 16, 17-year-old me versus me at my current age. Yeah, a lot has changed, and yeah, like yeah, and yes, listen to Mike and Steve, guys. Fan service is not enough. That's why, like, I'm saying it right now. I'm not gonna watch the new Spider-Man movie. I'm not gonna watch Avengers Doomsday because you try to fill up everything with fan service, but the thing is, there's really no substance anymore in terms of deeper character writing. Like, I miss the old days when it was just Tony Stark building a miniature reactor in a cave with a box of scraps at gunpoint with shrapnel in his chest. It's not what it used to be, and same thing with this movie. It did not age as well as I remember it aging, but yeah, no, this movie's a 6.
I mean, in anything of that, I mean, that's the problem with nerd culture and the nerd world in general. You can go back and say, oh yeah, no, but at the end of it all, it's like when you're trying to rehash and redo everything, but then there is no original idea, there is no original concepts. It's just pretty much the same thing over and over again. Or the fact that, you know what, no, people want to see Robert Downey Jr. again. Yeah, well, Robert, Bobby, make a new movie. I will gladly go watch a Robert Downey Jr. film. But I will not go because the alternate timeline, and now we have opened the multiverse. You see, this is why I was against that. Because now it's the same thing with, like, again, when you remember like a Kamen Rider series, don't get me wrong, I even said it with O's. I'm like, no, there's some things that were great with O's and there were some things that weren't, and I actually admitted it. But I will not be like, yeah, so you brought back these characters and did this and did that, but it really doesn't align with who they are. But now, because there's a multiverse and multiple realities, we can pull this person from this reality and put them here and make them like. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Because it isn't so much that you pulled or you decided to do something. It's the fact that it's the same character, the same person, but you're making them do something that we would never in a million years imagine them doing. Even if they were from an alternate timeline, it's like still the same face. I know, 9-year-old Amane, 14-year-old Amane, but kind of was like, yeah, I know Amane was a brat, but she was not a bitch, especially to her own mother. Yes. Other than that, yeah, it's a 6. It's a 6. It's not something that I recommend watching. If you do, just note that you're going to be like, wait, what? Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Now that we're done with the movie, now we could do our final clamps before we give our final score to the season. Because, as you guys may know, this is the final stream for Kamen Rider Blade, which means we will be, after all, spinning the wheel. These are the seasons we have left, guys. Currently available, we have 15. 3 from the Showa, 6 from the first 10, 6 from the next 10. Will it be V3, Amazon Super One Kuga, Agito Ryuki, Hibiki Kabuto, Deno, W, Forte, Wizard, Drive, Ghost, or X8. Hmm. Also, please check out our Instagram stories as we did ask you guys a question. Which rider do you want the wheel to land on? And we'll be reading those to you live. So definitely stick around for that. With that in mind, let's get into the question. Let's get into the what's it called? The
Comments from the people.
not yet. But we will get to the comments. But first, characters. Let's start with our three bozos from the movie.
I don't care.
Same.
I really don't care. I mean, the actors, the actresses themselves, interesting people in all honesty, but their characters, I don't care.
Yeah.
Really nothing to talk about.
Yeah, Lark actress gave much better performances in other projects she was in. And she did a great job in those other projects, not gonna lie. I've seen other movies that she was in. This movie, it's like she was just not given much to do, unfortunately. And keep in mind, this is the second official female writer we've had ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and this is what you give her.
Yeah, any slight on the name of female writer is a slight on Yuriko herself, even though Yuriko is not a Kamen Rider. Don't diss Yuriko.
No.
Well, yeah. Now Shuichi, obviously, he had the most going. Junichi had the most going on for him, but even then, like, a lot of it was rushed. And I'm gonna say, in the 2 episodes he does come back in Kamen Rider Decade, he had more development than he did here.
Yeah, the Aces had more to do in Decade than they had in their own damn series.
Yep, that's kind of weird. And when we get to Decade, we will expand upon that. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's go through the villains. Let's start with Board. And I do mean all of Board. Let's get into it. F you guys.
Just like Nerve, but the thing with Nerve is that Nerve got condensed to the higher ups are the assholes, and that's all we deal with. And but what about the support? That was all Shiori, and we don't hate Shiori. Everyone else can go fuck themselves, even her dad. I'm like, man, your wife must have been amazing in bed for you to literally jumpstart the apocalypse.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
I mean, like, freaking Ryzen went full vegan over Yusuke's great grandma.
Yeah, but he went full on vegan. I mean, well, that is possibly the worst outcome than anything. But I'm like, at least he did not.
Yeah,
but at least he did.
Yeah, but at least Ryzen, like his goonage only hurt himself. Shiori's dad's goonage hurt everyone else. That's the difference.
That's what I mean. I'm like, you know what? Despite how it is, it's like your wife must have been amazing in the privacy of your bedroom for you to just literally throw the entire universe, dare I say, the entire galaxy into an apocalyptic situation just to bring her back. Mm-hmm. Wow. What a woman. But even so, never happened. Not even. We didn't even get like a spirit or a mangled up corpse that we had to take out in the back and shoot it. No, none of that. It's just, we tried to bring her mom back, but nothing really came of it except his death and then him being put into a Frankensteinian type situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And also for Mr. Tobey, our Ultra 7, what was his whole shtick in this? I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. I think he just was like, while there are men that want to see the world burn. What's worse than that is a man who wants to see the world burn, but he is merely a spectator.
Mm-hmm.
You did not cause the fire. You didn't even gather the kindling or even strike the match. You are just like setting up a chair, getting your snacks, and just, I want to see what happens. So it didn't really matter to you if it did happen or not. You're just like, I just want to see what happens. I want to see what humanity will do to overcome this. Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Are you fucking serious? For reals. So what happens if humanity doesn't? Then I don't know what I'll do. Probably his default will be, I will rebuild and I will. Oh, so you're a narcissist. You want to see everything burn. So in the likely case that it does and no one else can do it, now you can come in and then build everything up the way you want it.
Sounds about right.
Why is this sounding like something that's happening today?
Mm-hmm.
This is strangely like, old man causes the entire world to go up in flames, and he's just like, well, I will build it in my own image. Who says you're gonna make it?
Yeah, we're talking about like 7 old dudes. It's like the Sengoku War all over again, except instead of it happening in one tiny island, it's happening globally.
Yeah. So again, all of board can just go to hell. Because really, there is no reason for you guys even to be in charge. For the betterment of humanity, my sweet ass.
Yep.
You guys are doing this for your own personal gains. Not for the sake of humanity. If it wasn't for people like Ken and Hajime, and to a lesser extent Mitsuki and Tachibana, then it would have gone to shit.
Isn't it interesting that that you have humans that want to bring an end to humanity, but then you have an undead that wants to protect it?
It's so contradictory. It really is.
Yeah.
All right, who's next on the chopping block?
Yeah. F boards. They're worse than Smart Brain. Because at least Smart Brain, they actually make stuff for the general public. Okay, next on our list is our civilian characters. So we got Kotaro, Amane's mom, and Shiori.
Well, I think I've already said enough about Shiori, about Amane, that I don't need to repeat myself. Amane's mom. How you doing? No, seriously, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? No, seriously, like what can I say about this woman? I can't say anything bad about her.
Queen that you are, you deserve better, girl.
You deserve better. What? How are you single?
Look.
How are you single? Seriously.
Look. Let me tell you something, Miss Amane's mom. If I was your man, maybe you'd never be wondering what I do. I'd be coming home back to you, handful of diamonds. Fistful of diamond, handful of rings. I just want to show you our baby. You should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need. Because good love and protection make me your selection, and show you everything that love's supposed to be. You should let me love you.
No joke. I'm like, seriously, they gave this poor woman nothing to do in the show. you know, I literally, I'm like, she deserves so much better. Really, she does. I can't say anything bad about her at all. Not a damn thing. Like, she is just an angel in this whole fucking thing. Like, literally, I'm like, you know, this is why we say it like a fine wine. All right. As for Kotaro, again, it's good that, you know, I kind of forgot that you were writing a book. I was, oh, so that finally paid off. Okay. You know, good for him. He still owns the original, the family home. Now I'm like, weren't you guys already kind of rich?
You own a house and a farm.
Yeah, so I'm like, what weren't you guys already kind of, you know, rich? I mean, this kind of adds to it. I'm like, again, give me all the damn money. I'll take it all. Fucking A. Yeah. You know, Kotaro is the same way. Like, give me all the goddamn money. What I do with it will better me and my family, which he does. He, you know, like, still keeps the cafe open. It's still profitable. You know, has upgraded the grounds. Yeah, he's living he's got a gold-plated bathtub, for crying out loud. If that ain't rich, if he ain't got fuck you money, I don't know how much more. The only thing that'd be if I saw a couple of giraffes on the ranch. If you got giraffe money, then I'm like, yep, he's made it.
Yep.
You know how much it costs to maintain a giraffe?
No.
It ain't cheap.
I can imagine.
But again, it's like, you know what? They were not annoying. They were not bad characters. They weren't just there for the sake of being there. Yes, Kotaro had a couple of moments here, but again, he was the civilian. He was the comedy relief. That's who he was. But at least he put in the time with Ken and Tachibana and discovering and being like a sleuth and all that stuff. So I can't really say he was useless. He was possibly one of the better written secondary characters in the history of this show, of this entire series, rebooted in the early 2000s. Because there are some characters that are in these shows and I'm like, I have no idea why they're here. Why are we even focusing on these people? His sister falls under that category, but bless her heart, like if she wasn't doing her best.
Yeah. 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 So we got Kotaro, Mane, and the mom, so that's good. Yeah. So yeah, Kotaro, it's like he tries his darnest to like be helpful. Is he effective? Not really, but he puts in the effort, and that kind of makes a difference. He's basically the Mr. Kim of the group.
Yeah,
yeah, and we all love Mr. Kim. You know,
yes.
like he tries, even if he gets the two sisters in the hijabs wrong. He's at least trying. Yeah. 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 Okay. So let's see. Next, one thing we forgot to do is the positive undead role model. So let's talk about Shima and Tiger Mommy really quickly. I love them. I wish they had more screen time. They both went out like punks. Fuck Mitsuki for like ruining their characters. But yeah, no. Like I wish they had their own show instead.
Yeah, especially when you get to like the final episodes and you see the influence that both of them had on Mitsuki. It's like, why didn't they stay here longer? Why couldn't we focus on them a little bit more? But I mean, yeah, they deserve more respect and more love than they do now, honestly.
Yeah, they do. Agreed. All right. Speaking of which, Mitsuki and Tachibana.
Are we just talking about them in general or in this movie?
Yes.
I could have sworn we already did this last week, but whatever. Mitsuki, I wanted to kill the boy. I wanted to kill him so badly because it's just like you kept making, again, just like Amane, you kept making the same mistake and never learning from it. It wasn't until Mr. Shima and Tiger Mommy came in that you finally realized the error of your ways.
Mm-hmm.
As for like you as a person and whatnot, you're just a big dork. Let us not hide that fact. You're just a big goofy dork that, you know, it's surprising someone like you is a Kamen Rider, because normally you would have been a side character given how they wrote you, you know. But I have come to forgive Mitsuki, especially like, you know, during this movie. I think what a highlight here in this film was the fact that, yeah, Mitsuki decided to go back to civilian life, but he realized that civilian life is boring and he cannot. He can't deal with such things. So he will stick with Mr. Tachibana.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mitsuki, I forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
You grew, which is a good thing. Just like all characters, you must grow, and it's a good thing you did, because if you didn't, you probably would have wound up dead.
Yeah.
As for Tachibana, he really went through an entire arc of, we thought he was the main character. Then we were like, he's a little bitch. Then he's like, I don't get what's up with this guy. What is he fighting for? Who is he fighting for? We don't fucking know. Like, does he even realize what he has and what he has lost?
And then he has himbo moments where, like,
yeah,
even Knuckles does not screw up this badly.
Yeah, he has those himbo moments and whatnot, and he also, you know, like he tries, and again, that's all you could ask of someone is trying their best, and finally realizing, like, you know, again, like what most people will learn, the world isn't black and white. Even the best situations have their faults and have their repercussions. It goes with board, it goes with Tachibana, and even though he came up with a new line of board, it's under his watch and what he's doing. Now, of course, did he fall for that trap? Yes, he did. But did he defend? Did he say, no, he knew, but he was also like, yeah, it was also a trap just to get the Joker in here. So he's learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
He's become an actual teacher, because it's like, to you to say in the beginning of the series, oh, he's your senior, he knows better. So what if he's been older, or he's been doing this longer than I have? Is he learning anything? Why do I have to learn? He also has to learn something, right? You can't just tell me that Tachibana was perfect in the beginning, because sure as hell he wasn't. But now it's like, okay, so now we understand, and Tachibana is okay in our reviews. He learned, and he will continue to learn, and he will continue to show later on in the show and in the series what he's got, whether it be cameos or different characters, or even in media. Apparently, there's like books and other things that have like what has happened to the characters of Kamen Rider Blade like years later. And apparently Tachibana has been doing very well for himself. So
yeah,
you can't really hate too much on him. He was dumb, but who isn't?
Yeah. No, Tachibana, you know, like, it's nice seeing him go from to because because it's like, yeah, he has himbo moments. They're just ridiculous, again, at least when Knuckles does it, it's funny. It's a little sad, but when the chips are down, he tries his darnest, and I respect him for that. Mitsuki, it's like, I wish they did. I appreciate that. It's like they're trying to show that you got that superhero itch where it's like you can't really integrate back to normal life. But this is like one of those rare things where, like, yes, they did do better in the movie than they did in the TV show. But honestly, like the thing I hate about Mitsuki is the whole emo phase. You know, like for us, emo is not a phase, but for him, it definitely was.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, so, and it was not a very fun phase for us to go through. 12 episodes of torture. Yeah, that's what it was. 12 episodes of torture. All right, next, we're almost there. Next, Hajime.
He was annoying. Like, that's all I could say. He was annoying. Like, he was annoying. It wasn't until like the end of the series that he finally realized, you know what? Maybe I won't be such a dick. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to live a regular human life, you know? Yeah, if you're gonna pose for a human, I think that's something you should already know, Hajime.
Yeah.
But despite your bullshit, you actually did become the best boy of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like you give Blade a run for his money in terms of being the main character, you know, like legitimately. Like a lot of people said, like, you know what, Chalice should have had his own show. Like that's an interesting way for a Kamen Rider to be and to act and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. You're totally right. And
but
again,
he isn't.
It was heartbreaking when he was nearly killed. It was heartbreaking when the wish was made. It was heartbreaking when it's like, wow, he finally learned, and now because it is your nature in doing so, yeah. And it's surprising that they still, after all this, gave you leniency. And even so, that still kind of translates into this movie that even though supposedly situations be damned, you still had loyalty and love towards the group despite what happened. Normally it's like, okay, bring him out, but he would have been kicking all of your asses. No, he didn't. Because he realized, he knew my existence, I have to go. I have to. In fact, he was putting the gun to his head, telling them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is they did in this movie, but they didn't in the TV show.
Yeah.
So he learned and he realized, you know what? Life ain't fair, but you know what? Neither am I. Yeah. I know I should kill you guys, but I won't because you guys are my friends.
Yeah.
And you had to do
that. I will die once more for you.
Yeah, and I will die once more for you. Yeah. So Hajime was the best boy in this show, through and through.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, no, for me, I would have to say, like, he had a lot, like, you know, it's funny, he said, some of my least favorite Hajime episodes were actually some of my favorite episodes of the actor himself. Because, like, he got to play around with more acting ranges, and he did a great job playing those. Like, with that whole Taiyaki versus Takoyaki episode, it's like as far as being a Hajime episode, it was really bad. As far as being a Hajime's actor episode, the actor did a great job. But yeah, no, like Hajime's character isn't really focused, really focused until like literally the last 19 episodes of the show. And you know, they did a great job because he is fighting himself. It gives him physical suffering to become something that he wasn't supposed to be, but also it gives him mental suffering at the idea of turning back into what he truly was. You know, it's like when you know. But also, it's like, but that's also why I kind of wish we had more Shima episodes, because Shima understood Hajime's situation. I wish we had more interactions between them. Even Kotaro I wish we had more interactions of Hajime and Kotaro learning to respect each other more. And I feel like just the one Orchid episode was just not enough for me. It wasn't a bad episode. It just wasn't enough for me. But yeah, no, it's like it does feel sad that like your best friend sacrificed his humanity so that you could experience your own that you've never had. So if Hajime, like Loki, if you think about it, Hajime was the main character of Blade. Just like how Koichi Hirose was the main character in JoJo Part 4. High key, he was. All right. Now, the man himself, Mr. Kenzaki. Thoughts?
Like I said in the series, he is the hero that the world needs but does not deserve.
Mm-hmm.
He truly is that hero that puts the needs of others above everyone else's, even his own.
Yeah.
But in the movie, he... I guess he still had that, but it's like, he wasn't blindly thinking about the one, but the many. Even so, even when Hajime came back, he was still like caring about him, like, come on, we gotta get up, so pretty much there is nothing bad anyone can say about Ken.
Mm-hmm.
He all around was the hero that the show needed and proved, because again, he's working for an organization that claims to be saving humanity. It's not. And that their people care. They don't. But you need this type of person within that rank to be like, yeah, the organization's shit, but there are people that care. There are people that would help out everybody. It's the same thing that goes with Yggdrasil and Gaim. It's like, Takatora, he cared. He was the only one that cared. But everyone else was like, no, we don't care. We don't care about the people. We care about our own selfishness. And look what happened to them. Tori was the only one that lived. Same thing with Ken. He's the only one of board that made it out. I mean, you could hold Tachibana too, but remember, we did kind of say that Tachibana did die in like 47, 48. Like we were like of the assumption that he did die. So technically, it's like, but we found out no, he's still alive, barely alive, but he's alive. So it's like, yeah, Ken was the only one who made it out with a few scrapes and bruises, but he wasn't on the brink of death or had died.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that this is someone who cares. That's what a lot of people, don't get with heroes. It's not the power or the suits. It's the fact that you care. Another example is Batman. People will hype him up and say he's the world's greatest detective. He is merely a man. That's it. Remove the suit, remove everything. What do you got? You just have the man. And will the man continue? Look at freaking Ken. He was fighting the undead without a suit because he didn't care.
Even look at Time Red / Time Force Red. Like, he single-handedly fought against a massive army of Crybots, knowing he would die from this.
And they didn't care. They're like, they went above to help their fellow men, to help mankind and humanity at their time of need.
And in the end, he still made one final sacrifice. He sacrificed his own humanity so that Hajime could can experience his own.
Exactly. So again, you can't talk shit about Ken. It's the same thing that people can't talk shit about Eiji, can't talk shit about Kotaro or Koda, because again, they willingly sacrificed themselves to better and to help out their stories at the sacrifice of their own. So it's like, oh yeah, whatever, yeah. But again, how many of them can we say actually have done that? A Kamen Rider is to beat the main bad guy. That's it. But how many of them actually sacrifice themselves to make that happen?
Yeah.
So you can't talk shit about Ken. You can't.
Agreed. All right. So with all the characters out the way, let's talk about overall themes. What were some themes that really stood out to you the most this season?
Besides the card gimmick and the Yu-Gi-Oh sound effects?
Yeah, what was your takeaway from the season? What lessons did we learn as a piece of literature and whatnot?
Never sell your cards in a gotcha pack. Sell them all in one go. Don't be greedy. Sell them all. What the fuck? The fact that I got 20 copies of the Spiral Amethyst and I still need the Grasshopper, you bastards. Seriously, it's like, whatever the cards, I'm like, yeah, why cards of all things? Card games were very popular around this time. So why not cards? The theming kind of revolving around like Evangelion, that was there. Don't know if that was intentional, but it was there. No, I mean, it was all right. For theming, it was all right. Compared to anything else, it's like, you can't say that, oh, this theming sucks, but I like this theming. How can you dislike the cards, but you're all about bus or train passes? How can you be so down, look at cards as a bullshit gimmick, but you look at flash drives as a superior one? Rings, medals, coins, fruits. That's the superior. No. Yeah, I even said to myself, like, all right, we just got to go down to the local Toys R Us and buy us a new pack of cards. That's not how it goes. We got to go down to the fruit monger and get fruits. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I had someone on Etsy get me these. So.
Every gimmick is interesting. So, and the theming wise, I'm like, okay, so we got 4 of them, and now, all right, cool. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. Not. I mean, it'll be one that's memorable because no matter where I go, every time I go to a Toko event, there's always something Blade related. You can even still find people selling the entire set of cards. So it works. Yeah. It works for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I got these on Etsy. They're slightly thinner than the actual DX card, but hey.
Yeah, I did see that on Etsy. There actually is someone that sells those cards. They're not official, but they are show accurate.
Yes. Oh, well, the dimensions of the cards are a little bit thinner than the actual deluxe cards. But with that in mind, they do still fit into the Blade Rousers.
Yeah, they are the proper dimensions. They're just a little thinner.
Slightly thinner, yeah.
If you don't want to use the official cards when you're wearing a CSM belt, that's probably, and it's not that expensive to get them.
Yeah, and what's great is that it's not like Decade where you have to actually scan the cards.
Yeah.
No, this is really good cardboard, and to anyone to any person who doesn't have a keen eye like I do, people are not gonna notice that you're not using the real cards. They work just these are actually not bad, all things considered, even if the dimension is slightly thinner. But the height is actually accurate. It's just the width that's thinner. That's the unfortunate aspect. But yeah, no. As far as themes go, I think the one thing that stood out to me is one, what does it mean to be a hero? What does it mean to be a civilian? It's what sacrifices you have to make for the greater good, and what does it mean to be human? Because you have human characters that act like monsters, but then you have these monster characters that act human. It's like Foo Fighter from Stone Ocean, who's arguably one of my most favorite characters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because it's like it. Sometimes like when you're born as a human, you don't really appreciate what it means to be a human. And I love that Hajime was so willing to fight tooth and nail to like obtain his, while Kenzaki was willing to sacrifice his own to give it to Hajime. But yeah, some of us give, some of us receive, but what do we make out of what we give? And are we destined to die as what we were born as, or do we define what we were meant to become? Just some things to think about as we close off on Kamen Rider Blade. And thus, we end our discussion with one final question left to be answered. Score for the entire series out of 10.
Ooh. It's up there. It's up there. This is one of those shows that, again, is up there in rankings and popularity. And I understand why. I get why. Removing the movie, I think I said last week that I think I gave it a 10.
Mm-hmm. But including the movie,
it went down to a 9. That's the problem, is that the movie is what kind of hindered it. It's nice of a what if, but it's like I gave Blade a solid 10 in terms of story and theming. Yeah, it was kind of slow, but what story isn't slow in the beginning?
Yeah.
The movie kind of knocked it down to a 9 because of the what if scenario. So, yeah, in terms of the full experience, Blade, I will have to say that it goes down to a 9. You scored a 10 with me, but it went down to a 9 because of this movie.
Yeah, for me, I'd have to go down in both cases. So it'll be a 9 for the TV show and 8 if you include the movie. And again, it would have been 9 for me, like with my rose tinted glasses. But then, like, rewatching the movie, it's like, yeah, no. Yeah, no. And the reason why my initial score was not a perfect 10 was because those episodes from 4 to 15, even like 4 to 13, let's say, it's like they were just really hard to sit through. They're like not just like like pacing at the beginning. No, I mean like even like overall, it was just hard to sit through because it's like they could have done certain things better. We definitely could have gone without that whole. But yeah, no, and the thing is, I would be a little bit more lenient with that if not for just the whole emo Mitsuki thing. Like if it was just one or the other, I'd be more lenient. But because we got both of those two things, it's like, yeah. So overall, I have to give it an 8. Like I'll be nice, 8.5.
All right. So with that out of the way, what we just a reminder, guys, before we go to the comments, we still have to decide what this will end us with. Is it going to be 3, one of these 3, one of these 6, one of those 6? We're going to find out after the comments. We're just so we let me see if we have any updates on any submissions on our IG. Let's see if we got any more in there. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. All right, let's go to the comments. All right, comment time. All right, the FMA analogy actually makes sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, one thing I wanted to say in case I didn't say it or forgot I did say it. Yeah, no, if they try to make the rest of the TV show more cohesive with the movie, I would have also been a little bit more lenient. But the thing is, the movie and the remaining arc of the TV show clearly went deviated in mythology, and that's why, guys, you gotta communicate more.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah. Yeah, these three new writers are forgettable. Again,
Oh yeah.
I remember them more from Decade than I do from Blade. And even then, that was more or less a filler 2-part episode. But you know, Tina Mana is worse than Emo Mutsuki. Oof.
Oh yeah. Well, he got that one right. You got that one right.
Yeah. Yeah. You mean that really nice guy Junichi Shimura was the albino Joker? No way! Actually, that's kind of obvious when you remember Hajime was the black Joker.
You kind of knew it because when they started bleeding green, it's like that's not right.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie's definitely not as fun as I remember. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a fan service that you really liked.
Yeah, it's mainly that. It's the nostalgia of it, even though it's like the time that this movie aired, the show was just wrapping up. So what nostalgia were you trying to hit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh well, at least we get the wheel tonight.
The people demand it.
People demand the wheel. It's not that Smart Brain is better than Bored. It's just that Bored is worse than Smart Brain. Yeah. You know, when you think about True Life, Bored is definitely not your start. So you know. Yeah. But yeah. All right. That's it for the comments, guys. Let's go into these IG submissions. We mainly have 2 submissions, and one of them says maybe Hibiki, anything but V3 or Agito. Okay, maybe we'll get Hibiki. Who knows? And we have another one that says Ghost.
Just Ghost.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. That's what this. Wait.
There are Ghost fans.
Apparently, there's Ghost fans. You know,
with how much people just again like, oh my god, Ghost. I'm like, there. Well, you know what? If I'm one of them that I actually enjoyed Wizard, then why aren't there people who enjoyed Ghost?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, there's people who like Power Rangers Turbo, Power Rangers RPM. I'm sure there's at least one person who likes Mega Force and will try to defend it. And good for them for at least trying. I wish you the best of luck in convincing anyone, but I won't hold it against you. At least not out loud.
I would love to hear your defensive argument, and I remove the Gokaiger tinted glasses, and I would love to hear you.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to hear that. You know, I remove the Sentai origins. Oh no! Please explain to me. Yeah. I would love to hear it, but oh boy, here we go.
Here we are. The wheel. Are you ready for this?
No.
Yeah, just to remind you guys, 3 Showa era seasons, 6 first 10 seasons, and 6 next 10. So we have 15 options in total. Which one will it be? Yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes. You know, I'll close my eyes. You know, any ones you hope for before I spin?
Not really.
Yeah. Same. I like honestly, I agree with that one submission. I hope it's on Agito, just because the movie's coming out soon, and I don't want to have to like struggle to like, you know, get the new movie reviewed and stuff. So as long as we don't get the funny thing is, before they announced the Agito movie, I actually wanted us to land on Agito because it's a simple early essay season. Could be Blade, it could be Agito, could be Hibiki, it could be any one of those three. I don't mind. But now I'm just like trying to avoid it like the plague, so we don't get a repeat of Fies. But all right, let me know when to click on it.
Just go.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. What is it going to land on?
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
I did not see this one coming.
Instead of going forward, we went back.
Yeah, and what? It's literally the first season available back. It's not like X and Ichigo were like, oh, we skipped V3. No, it's like, no, it's literally the next one back that was available.
We have literally now hit the trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
On this show, we have hit the trifecta, not in order, but we've hit the trifecta.
Yeah, we now, like, by the end of this batch of episodes, it's like, yeah, we're gonna have 3 consecutive episodes.
We had Fies.
Yeah,
then we hit Blade, and now we went back, and now we're doing. Yeah, we have hit a trifecta. Ryuki, Fies, and Blade are now within our belts.
You know what's funny when you think about it? It's like whichever one you wanted to land on, it's not going to land on that one.
No. That was the thing. I was like, okay, we spun it on a Showa era show. I think it was on V3 or Super.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh man, but there's no way we're gonna hit a Showa show. There's no way. The odds are too small.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're like, no, we're still in early Heisei. We're now on the 3rd Kamen Rider series.
Yeah, and it's the 4th series from that generation that we're doing. So, wow. But hey, good news for our beloved fans. Ryuki is available on Tubi TV, so you can actually watch it with us.
Yes, Ryuki is available on Tubi. The first 2 episodes are also available on the official Toei YouTube. Yeah, so you can watch it there. Let me see here. Looking it up right now. Looking it up. It is widely, Kamen Rider Ryuki on Tubi. The full series. They're like, season one, they say.
Yeah. Well, there's just the one season, so
every episode is here. I don't think the movie is available on here. Up to 50 episodes. Kamen Rider Ryuki. If for those of you who grew up in the early 2000s, is known as Kamen Rider Dragon Knight,
which we did review during COVID.
So there it is.
Yeah, and also for all you physical media supremacists, you can get the series on Blu-ray, also from the courtesy of Tokusatsu. And yes, this Blu-ray set does include the movie. 13 Rider Special, not so much, but it does include the movie. So, good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing. Yeah.
So it is available on Tubi if you want to watch it with us. The movie we're gonna have to dig up somewhere. But yeah, we went from having 4 Kamen Riders to now having 13 and a war. So
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
There it fucking is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. Oh boy.
So we're off to Ryuki then. Well, get in the mirror, Shinji. All right. Well, we're gonna get started.
We're gonna have to start on another card-based Kamen Rider.
Yeah, we got 2 of them in a row. Thank goodness we don't have to worry about Gotchard because we already did Gotchard, and then we got Decade way later, but apparently not as far later as we expected.
No, we're really knocking them out of the park right now.
Yeah, we're really knocking them out. Yeah. Now the question is what to do with the 13 Rider special. Yeah, but we'll that's something we'll discuss later on. But with that said, guys, if you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. We discuss all things Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. Well, not much Super Sentai anymore, or Power Rangers, but Metal Hero and Ultraman. So we got Ultraman, Cosmos, Tojima Tanzaburo to be a Kamen Rider, Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity, Kamen Rider Zets, and starting in April, Kamen Rider Ryuki. Yeah, thank goodness it's not an anniversary season like Agito or Kabuto, because that means we got a little bit of time before, they either release the Blu-ray for Agito or they announce something for Kabuto's 20th anniversary. And I'm really nervous about this. Okay, so hopefully we don't get Kabuto till next year for this specific reason. But yeah, definitely. We're gonna be doing Ryuki. Check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we discuss all things movies, TV shows, interviews, vlogs, video games. We have a weekly show. We recently released an interview with the Candy Milo, as well as the boy band Heartbreak pop-up. Tonight is the last night for you to experience it, but I assume you're not there right now because you're watching us. So if you missed it, you missed it. Sorry, but you had 2 months to check it out. What took you? We might do some more pop-ups and vlog them like we did earlier. So stick around for that. And if you want to check us out, meet us in person, we'll be at the following convention dates: Robo Toy Fest May 31st at the Burbank Marriott, and Power Morphicon August 28th through the 30th at the Pasadena Convention Center, featuring Reiko Shiba, the Terra Ranger, as well as Shiro Zumi, who plays the Dragon Ranger. So yes, we got the Tommy and Kim in the Japanese version. They had no romance in the Japanese version, but that's okay. They're both pretty cool. Yeah. I've met one of them. You've probably met the other. Don't know.
I met both.
Okay. Yeah. I only met red, black, yellow, and pink. Really nice folks. I hope to finally actually meet Shiro this time around. So we hope to see you again real soon. Come back tomorrow as we discuss Ultraman Cosmos and Kamen Rider sets. Speaking of sets, this is goodbye to Tachibana, but we're gonna say hello to Seek tomorrow. So it's like the actor never really left. He's still around. Although, can you imagine if we landed on Forze instead of Ryuki? Because then we would have both Tachibana's actor and a character named Tachibana. Yeah. Because you have Tachibana's actor as Libra, and then a different character named Tachibana as Virgo. It's the spoilers. So, all right, guys. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Get a good night's sleep. We hope to see you again real soon. Have a good one. Bye.